I almost had to fight to survive. First practice, somebody spears you in the side of the ribs and calls you a wahoo and drunk welfare alliance, all those type of racial names. And I tell you, the first couple weeks, I fought quite a bit. I had to learn how to fight. That was definitely a turning point in my life. Going there, not really going through any type of racism growing up.
Ted Nolan was drafted in 1978 by the Detroit Red Wings. Unable to stick with the NHL club, Nolan quit and went home to Garden River.
So when I walked into my house, my mom, she turned her back on me just for maybe 3 seconds, which seemed like 3 hours. And I knew she was upset because I left, a thing that I've been thinking about since I could remember was to play professional hockey, and here I was, my first camp, and I left. So as soon as she said that, or as soon as she did that, I kind of turned around, hopped back on that bus, and went back down and played Kansas City, and the rest is history. So
that history includes a 3-year career with the Red Wings that was ended by a back injury. Then a coaching career in which Nolan led the Sioux Greyhounds to 3 Memorial Cup Canadian Junior Finals, followed by an NHL Coach of the Year award with the Buffalo Sabres. All the while, Nolan remained true to his roots, serving as a role model for Native youth with Canada's Assembly of First Nations, and honoring the most important person in his past.
The biggest influence my entire life was probably my mother was, as far as her traditional upbringing. We had the Hiawatha play when I was a little kid. I was little Hiawatha. We went to, different ceremonies. We went up to Alberta when I was a kid, a big spiritual gathering. We did all the powwows together. So we all walk around and we're big and macho, and we pretend we're the bosses and we control the family. But I almost ask any kid who they run to. They run to their mummies and ask for advice. And mothers are the caregivers. They're the birth givers. My mother was tragically killed in 1981 by a drunk driver. I always wanted to honor her in one way, at least contribute to my mother's impact that she had on me growing up. I have an event, it's called the Rose Nolan Golf Tournament. All the money we make from the golf tournament goes into the education fund, where not every cent, so we have to have some for the future generation. So we try to give out 3 to 5 scholarships a year, and it goes to women in post-secondary education. But I think we're going to change that a little bit, because my mother never went to university, and then there's a lot of women that are just taking upgrading courses, are just going back to get their high school diploma, or taking a ceramic course that they need some money for that. So it's going to go towards all sorts of education, not just being doctors and lawyers, but for the improvement of Native women.
To play in the NHL is the ultimate goal for hockey players from all over the world. They get paid big money. They compete at the most elite level. They are treated like stars, and they get all the amenities that go along with that. But there are sacrifices. Travel. The loneliness of being away from one's family and friends. Every year, some outstanding Native hockey players who seemingly couldn't miss out on both the good and the bad of the big leagues. But these elite athletes still find fame and fortune, and it's the kind they appreciate just as much, if not more. They play in a series of big cash Native hockey tournaments that take place throughout Canada and the northern U.S. each winter. It's kind of an Indian NHL. The top players make big bucks. They are adored by the fans, and the hockey is top level.
There's usually big bucks flying around, and depending on the team, it's whoever. So most of the time, like a couple of years ago, we were getting like $1,200 for 3 days.
We got a good bunch of guys here. We smart. A lot of these guys have played somewhere junior, pro in Europe.
I played in Erie, Pennsylvania, semi-pro, and then played in Dallas, semi-pro, and then I played in Fort Worth.
Everybody's got each other's phone numbers, so they got a big tournament like this come together. If it's worth a lot of money, then we get each other together and put together a good squad.
3 days of work and get some big bucks there.
we'll split the rest, and everybody just gets an equal share. If there's anything left, we'll pick up a few pops or whatever, or else it'll go back to the kitty for next tournament. Personally, I can make a living at it if I wanted to.
Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Come on, come on.
The ultimate goal of any hockey player remains the NHL. In the case of India,